Right, Adrian. So, a couple of picking patterns to do. So we've got the kind of the stagnant one where you just take one note on a high string, and then three on the next string up from that, right? So, for example, we're going to use the natural minor scale for all of these, right? So we're starting off. I'm just going to do it in D minor. I just like D minor, and okay. So we got the scale, right? So the pattern is down, up, down, up, down, up. So you're just coming, starting on this note, going down the scale. That's by a fourth, by the way, and more on that kind of stuff later, and then back up. So 6 notes in every cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, what helps is if you try to emphasize the first and fourth note in every cycle. In other words, just kind of break it down into threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And keep in mind that 4 is going to be on an up, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you make absolutely sure that you're on time for those notes, the other notes in that cycle of 6 should roughly fall into place. It's it's kind of like take care of the pennies, the pounds take care of themselves, that kind of thing, right? So if you get those two notes right where they need to be, the other ones should slot in next to them roughly. That's not going to fix it entirely, but that should get you something most of the way. Okay, so what we'll do is I'm going to start off at so that's 120. Well, that was 130. So 120 BPM, right? And we're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So note for 3 notes for every one. Okay, so triplets as I was talking about earlier on, right? So I'm gonna take it from this natural minor, this version of the natural minor scale. We haven't done it yet, but nope. Exactly the same scale, just in a different position on the fretboard, but it's important to know different positions. So we're just going to take these ones here. So for D minor, that's 5, then up on the B string, 8, 6, 5, and then back up. Then going to move up. So we've got a bit of a stretch here. Now this is going to, don't avoid using your little finger here, okay? If you have to, right? So we've got 6, 10, 8, 6, and back up. Then moving up again, we've got 8. That's 8, 11, 10, 8. And then finally back up to the original first position natural minor scale, which is going to be 10, 13, 11, back down to 10. Okay, so that's... All right, so at 120... So really stick with the metronome here, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here it is at 100. So you can never go too slow when you're starting out on this kind of stuff. Always, there's no reason to push yourself when it comes to speed at first. You want to give yourself as much headspace as you need to figure it all out, and only then bring the tempo up, right? The tempo, like getting up to speed, is always the last thing you get right. You get everything else about it right first. So if you're under any pressure at all when it comes to speed, just slow it down. They're really, all you're doing by playing it faster than you can, you're only holding yourself up. Just bring it right down, give yourself the space you need to sort everything else out, and then bring the tempo up. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. right, so that's the stagnant one. So, and then ideally. But remember, just listen to yourself playing it. If there's notes being missed here and there, if it sounds kind of more like... If there's any of that kind of slop, then you're doing it too fast. So bring it back down. All right, so the whole scale one then, this. So all you're doing there is going down by a third. Now when you're talking about thirds and fifths and all that kind of thing, we'll get into all of that, but you count the position that you're on already. It's not like a board game where you roll 3 and you go 1, 2, 3. You count your initial position and go down from there. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. That's moving down by a third. Then back up by a second, 1, 2, and repeat the cycle. So here we go. We'll do it at 100 again. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for it at 80. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and here's what it sounds like at double that. We'll go for 160. Not sure if I can even do it at 160, but anyway. Oh no, that should be all right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so, and remember, back up as well. Now, when you're going back up is actually tends to be quite a bit trickier than going down. I'm not really sure why that is, but it's a good idea with this pattern to actually start on the second. So then... So, I'll give you that at 80. And again, if 80's, I know 80 is slow, but, if this is a completely new pattern to you, then there's a whole load of thinking going on about what the next note is and all that. So 80 might be too fast, in which case, bring it down to 60. It doesn't matter. 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now, as well as that, right, we're talking about how, playing things slowly can sometimes kind of feel even a little bit more difficult than playing it fast, right? So, and we're talking about how if you can play something fast but not slow, then you can't really play it fast. There's corners, there must be a corner being cut there somewhere, right? Playing stuff at really, really slow tempos like that is really good for your rhythm, right? Because you're constantly having to, readjust, push a little bit forward here, hold yourself back there, and you're constantly refining your rhythm and really exercising control over every movement. It really kind of forces you to control things as well. So that's really good for you as well, is just playing stuff really painstakingly slow. It's not fun, but it's, when it comes to really getting your sort of rhythm tight, very good. Okay, so see what kind of numbers you can get on those patterns anyway. So, just pick a starting tempo that's well slow enough, no pressure at all from speed at the beginning, then start pumping it up. All right, I'll talk to you next time.